Service above self. That's the absolute core of Rotary. So rather than thinking about myself first, I will think of the society and the community. And that's what very clearly I told anyone when I wanted to work or get into academia. I said my focus will be on community engagement, being part of the community and being part of the society. So myself, my promotion, my career growth aspects are one part of it, but they will never be overpowering the self or the service part of it. I never had aspirations to be a leader in the club. I love being at the entrance of the club. So if you ask me what gives me the most joy in every Wednesday lunch on meeting, that is standing at the entrance of the door and receiving guests and Rotarians. Because that makes me feel that we are part of a global organization and welcoming people, the fellowship. The positive or the pro of it is I got to know every member in the club. I know their name, I can identify them, and I can put a badge, because I used to take and put a badge, name badge on their lapel. And I got very, very comfortable with all the members. I used to receive them at the entrance, walk with them all the way to the chair, to their chair, so make conversation, make friends, and they became friends. When I joined first in Rotary, and in fact in 78, there was no women members at all. That was the ethos of it those days. It's a men's business club where men of certain financial standing in society, they join the club. That thinking has changed. Thankfully, it's changed a lot. And the fact that for a 100-year-old club, they've identified me as the president-elect shows that the club has embraced diversity and inclusion in a very big way. And the same year I'm going to be the president of Rotary Adelaide, Rotary International is going to have its first woman president. In its 117-year history of Rotary, first woman president. The one feature of my year I wanted to be that we've got more fellowship going on, and we've got members who are part of, who feel very welcome in the club. So that's all. I don't want to change the world, or I don't want to shake the Rotary organization in 1 year. That's not my aspiration. My aspiration is that after 12 months, members feel that, oh, we had a great 1 year and we did all the projects we want, but most importantly, we connected with each other. Last 2.5 years, because of COVID, for some reason, we were losing that connect. Because sometimes we had to go online for the meetings, sometimes we had to cancel the meetings, and also members were a bit apprehensive coming and participating in face-to-face meetings, and older members started to stay away a little bit. I want to bring all of that together, bring all the members together and try to have more fellowship and focus on the strengths of being a member. And the face of Rotary has changed a lot. So it's every member can't afford to take off 2 hours for lunch during a working day, because they have working careers. They're young, they have aspirations, or they simply don't have the time. So for them, they need to be evening meetings. They need to be other avenues where they can offer their service. So it's Rotary Club for everyone, for every age group, every gender, every part of the society, so that they can come and feel that in their own small way, they've contributed something. I think probably the biggest influence for me on Rotary is my dad. So he was the one who laid the foundation in this concept of service above self. Dad is a gastrointestinal surgeon and mom is a pediatrician. They used to have extremely busy lives. Means there were days when we would not even see them, because by the time we woke up and got ready to school, they were still not awake because they had a very late night working. And by the time we came back from school, they're still not back from work. So 2 or 3 days, we never used to see them. And so life used to go on that way. But then, even with such busy lives, both of them used to spend a lot of time giving to Rotary. And every week on a Saturday, they used to have 3 or 4 hours of a medical camp, where they used to set up a medical camp, and hundreds of patients, they used to give free consultation. So they used to go into poor, lower socioeconomic suburbs and set up a camp over there, Rotary Medical Camp, and people used to come for free consultation. And this was on top of their full-fledged working career. So for us to spend time with them was to go with them on Rotary things. Otherwise, we won't have time. We won't even see them on the weekends. So go along with them, and then we got used to that Rotary culture of service above self. And I used to accompany my parents on their medical camps when they were giving free medicines and free medical checkup for the different patients, and and also for other projects like polio, putting on polio drops into the young kids' mouths, and the family involvement and also the social commitment which all the Rotarians had over there. That those were my first images of Rotary, and my dad's been a Rotarian for now 54 years. No, not 44 years. And he was always, as a surgeon, when they perform surgery, they don't want to have watch and rings. So he never had a wedding ring or watch. He used to remove it off because they can't, when they're operating, the watch should not slip into a gut of a patient or something. So they remove it off. And he always loved a Rolex watch right from the days when he was a college kid or school kid. He thought the ultimate symbol of success was a Rolex watch. And he thought for his 75th birthday, he'll gift himself a Rolex watch. So when the actual moment came, he had all this money set aside to buy Rolex. Then he thought, what's the point of having a Rolex watch now? I'll give this money to Rotary Foundation. So he gave it off to the Rotary Polio Foundation, and he did not have a Rolex watch. And my strong belief is, if we have a good intention and we want to serve the society, the gifts will come to you. 6 months after that, his older sister who lives in the US, gave him a Rolex watch as a gift. Some members joined saying that, oh, I want to join Rotary because I want to network. That's inverted comma word, which they say they want to be good at networking. I asked them, what are you offering to the club? They said, oh, no, I want to get into a job or a career or a business. So that's why I've joined Rotary. That's the wrong attitude. This so-called thing of networking works only if there is a two-way transfer. So I get something out of it because I'm offering something. And these for any youngster, that's the advice I give. Rotary is an organization which will give you a chance to network, provided you show your intention to contribute back to society. Then they'll take you very seriously. Then they'll respect you, they'll embrace you. For the younger members, being mentored by the existing members gives them a very interesting perspective about life in Adelaide, in South Australia, and in business organizations. I've been mentored by great people in the club. And I don't say that it's a mentoring which is commercially beneficial for me. That's not the intention at all. The intention is that as an individual, I grew up in my individual capacity because of the mentoring. They just shared their experiences with me. They took me under their wing and they said, this is the way we can do it, and these are the ways we always did it. And that gives their experience and their perspective in life. I think that even if I did 2 or 3 more degrees in my life, I would not have got that experience. And that's one thing which I cherish, and that's something which I would like every member to experience. The spirit of Rotary is service. So at the end of the day, it's service. And if you look at the 4-way test, so I have it in my office. Wherever I sit, I always have the 4-way test in my office. I have laminated it and put it on notice board in front of me. I sit in the computer and see the 4-way test. So each time I get an email where I have to make a decision, I look at those 4. Is it the truth? Is it beneficial? Is it spreading goodwill? Or will it add value to someone in their life? So I look at them and say, okay, if it's not the truth, if it's not going to be beneficial for building friendships or fellowship, why am I making this decision? Is it just pushing the paper? So I think through that. And that's something which Rotary has changed me, has bought into that, because the service concept where every decision you make, the impact of the decision might be felt by 1 person or 100 people. We are a social organization. We want to contribute to society, service above self. Okay, never put self in front of the service, put always service in front of self. And ensure that the positions, titles, leadership roles, all of them are transition. Being a Rotarian is a lifetime commitment. That's all I can say.